right, here's 6 types of needles and what to use them for. Hi everyone, I'm Angelina and this is Blueprint DIY, where we remake our clothes to be just as unique as us. I am super excited to continue this series of basic upcycling skills. And my goal was to do 10 basic upcycling skills. And one of them you guys have asked me over and over again is, what type of needles should I use for what type of project? And I am going to make it as simple as possible. Hopefully you'll come away from this video knowing exactly what type of needle to use and knowing exactly what to do if you need to do the project and you don't have that needle. Because what I don't want you guys to do is freak out about all the details and not get your projects done. Do not do that, because this is a very easy process. Let's do it. All right, the first type of needle, and if you can only choose one needle to have, maybe the only type of needle you'll ever need, maybe, is the universal needle. These are a branded needle in this pack in particular because it came with my Bernita sewing machine. It is a universal Bernita type needle. Now, what you need to know is that this comes in many different brands. A lot of times with your sewing machine, they'll give you needles, and most likely it'll be a universal needle. So what does it mean that the needle is universal? When you're talking about different needles, your different needles will typically range from the strength of the shaft and the point. So some of them are rounded, and I'll tell you in a minute what the rounded ones are for. Some of them are very sharp. The universal needle is gonna kind of split the difference so that it can work fairly well on almost all materials. That's why it's called universal. Not because it fits most sewing machines, which is what I thought. It actually is called universal because it can sew most fabric types. I use universal needles on probably 90% of my projects. And that's what I was saying. If you find after this video that you're feeling overwhelmed because you feel like you need 50 million needles, just go get yourself a pack of assorted universal needles. This one has from 7010 to 9014. Now, you'll be like, well, what are these numbers? What do these numbers mean? The numbers are the sizes of the needles, and they tell you the strength of the needle. In my mind, I think of them like the strength of the needle. So if you are sewing satin or silk, then you're going to want a lower number. The 70 is a UK measurement and the 10 is the US measurement. And so 70-10 is just both countries coming together and giving you the measurement for that needle. Once you get higher, like in this pack, the highest is 90-14. That'll be more for a medium weight fabric to stronger weight fabric, probably more like a khaki material, something a little bit stronger like that. So you're probably saying, okay, since you use mostly universal needles, what needle do you mostly use? I very rarely go under 90-14, but that's just me being lazy. So I promise you, if you are not interested in changing your needles all the time, just go forth and upcycle and sew and don't get bogged down. But let's learn a little bit more so we can all get better together. All right, so we're still in the universal section, but I wanted to show you these because I don't always get assorted packs. Like I said, that particular pack ends at 90-14 and most universal packs do. So I find myself owning a ton of these. And it's the universal 100 by 16. This is the one that I'll use for anything thick. So when I'm doing layers, which I do often, I do layers quite often. So that's why this is essential. And you can also put these in your serger. So if I'm doing a bunch of layers of denim, and there are denim needles, we'll talk about that in a second. But if I'm doing a ton of layers of denim or a ton of layers of anything, then I will typically put these in my serger and my sewing machine. And actually, this is the most common needle that I use, just simply because I sew a lot of layers quite often. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Definitely hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications so you don't miss a thing you do not want to miss as we continue this series. We have done basics on how to cut. We have done basic stitches, and I've taught you guys how to serge without a serger. So yes, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a thing. All right, back to the video. All right, so let's get into the nitty gritty. Next up is the ballpoint needle. So this needle is for light knits and light stretchy materials. The reason it's called a ballpoint needle is because the end of it is slightly rounded. You would use these for your t-shirts and lightweight sweaters. All right, so next up is the jersey needle. And I know what you're gonna say, isn't t-shirt just like a type of jersey knit material? Yes, it is. But the jersey needle is more of a ballpoint needle. So it is more rounded than the ballpoint needle. And the reason it's rounded is because when you're sewing knit materials, you want the needle to go in and push that material aside rather than cutting into it. And because it's a gentle material, stretchy materials typically are pretty gentle materials, and so you would use this for very stretchy materials and for like more spandex materials and different things like that. Now, if I'm saying anything wrong, I know that there's so many sewing experts out there. You guys let me know in the comments, and you guys definitely read the comments, but that's my understanding of the difference between a ballpoint needle and a jersey needle, is that the jersey needle is for stretchier materials and it's more rounded than an actual ballpoint needle. And so if you're getting into spandex, if you guys remember, I made this top last summer with like these puffy ties and it was like a wrap top. This is the needle that I should have been using for that project. And once again, this has different sizes. So these are super good to use because if you have a lightweight, super stretchy material, then you would use the 70-10. If you have a heavier, stretchy, like spandex material, then you would go up to the 90-14. And like I said, these are all just to make sure that your stitches aren't bird nesting underneath, that you aren't getting any skip stitches, and that you're not tearing up your material. All right, next up is one of my favorite needles. I didn't know I could get these until recently, and this is from 2 separate trips. I forgot I had them, and it's the heavy duty needle. And you're gonna say, like, I thought you already had a heavy duty needle, the 100 by 16. These are even heavier dutier. These are even heavier, and it is the 110 by 18. This is the thickest needle that you can get for a typical sewing machine. Now, of course, my Sailrite, I can go all the way up to a 24, I believe, and yes, I do love sewing with that 24. But on my regular sewing machine, I do have these, and like I said, I sew a lot of thicker materials, and anytime I will not put up with breaking a needle, I'll throw one of these in and I know it's not gonna break. But like I said, that should be for plenty of materials and something that can take that weight of that needle, like denim, leather, things like that. Now, you're probably gonna say, well, I thought that there was a leather needle. Yes, there is a leather needle, and there are jean needles. Jean needles typically are pretty much the same as the heavy duty needle, and leather needles as well. The difference is that they are super sharp. So I actually have a vintage, yes, this is super cool. I thrifted it. Well, I garage sale this, but this is a set, and you can see that they're vintage because they were 75 cents, and they're leather needles because they have a very, very sharp point. And you can see I have them, so you can have some like very delicate, thin leather for a size 11. This is all in US size. It's size 14 or size 16. You can see the size 16 one is gone. I don't know if I used it or if it came like this. I can't remember, but I would have purchased this regardless because I just think it's so cool. But this is for stitching leather, and the most important, plastic coated fabric. So if you are sewing vinyl, then you are going to need a leather needle, not just a heavy duty needle. They're specifically made to endure that plastic coating. That plastic coating can be rough on a sewing machine. So specifically, that's one of the reasons why I have needed to buy separate needles, is for things like that. Very special fabrics like vinyl, and also very, very thin and delicate fabrics like silk or satin. And the last up is a special needle, and it is the twin needle. These are to sew on like t-shirt material and it keeps the stitch stretchy. These are absolutely amazing because you can use them on almost all of your regular sewing machines, as long as the little plate doesn't just have a pinhole. So as long as it has that little slot, then most likely you'll be able to use a twin needle. Some machines nowadays even have an extra spot to hold the thread, the extra thread, which I love. But I have done it on sewing machines that didn't have that. I just bought a pack, an assorted pack, and it has several different sizes, really thin to slightly thicker. So I think there's like 3 different sizes in here. And you can also buy a triple needle. So yeah, you can get like a needle that has 3 of these, and they're the same thing. So this is kind of the like home version of a cover stitch, because like, of course, you, in order to do a cover stitch, you would have to have a whole cover stitch machine, but this allows me to do it on my just regular cheap sewing machine. And I love the way they look. You can do them in contrasting fabric or the same fabric. And I do have a tutorial on how to thread your sewing machine for a twin needle and how to do it. And I'll link it here. I didn't even know about these until more recently, but I would definitely recommend getting some. I had one, a smaller one, and I broke it. So I decided to go on Amazon and get this multi-pack. So now I am set. I won't hesitate the next time I do a t-shirt upcycle to just pop these in. These are typically when you do your hem or any type of top stitch to keep the stitch stretchy. So typically you would do a shallow zigzag stitch for your actual stitches, and then this would be used for your top stitch. And that's the 6 type of needles that I wanted to share with you guys. That is all of the needles that I actually own. And like I said, 90% of the time I'm using my universal needle. When I see that it is not acting the way I want, I'll stop and hesitate and say, okay, maybe it's the needle, and I will go to the education, the small amount of education I have on sewing, and I'll switch out the needle. But that's the 6 type of needles that is good to have when upcycling. Like I said, if you don't have all of them, start out with the universal one, go forward, and then every time you go through Walmart or go through the fabric store, just grab a different kind and just have them on deck. They're pretty inexpensive, or order them on Amazon and just keep moving forward. I hope this was super helpful. Definitely let me know in the comments what other basic skills you want me to talk about. I do have one coming up where we're going to be talking about different kinds of thread, because you guys ask me that quite often. So I'm super excited about that. And I definitely have other videos for you to watch right here. And definitely hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications so you don't miss a thing. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.